Hello, I am continuous epilogue, epilogue,
Long epilogue.
epilogue. Um, Momentation. Ay, Dios mío. Ahora yes.
My rescue was only the first part of a long, difficult fight back to health. In that first month, I had 5 operations. I was also taking 18 different medicines a day. Most were for the pain and to fight the poison in my blood. While I was taking them, I couldn't do anything well. I couldn't sleep, and my thoughts were unclear. After 10 days in hospital, I went home. A week later, I was back in hospital in Denver for my 5th and most difficult operation. The time I woke up after the operation was the lowest point after my escape. I felt terrible. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, and I was still in pain. Later, I discovered that I nearly died. However, by May the 25th, I was home to stay.
My rescue was only the first part of a long, difficult fight back to the health. In that first month, I had 5 operations.
Weeks were difficult for my...
I was also taking 18 different medicines a day, most were for the pain and they find the position in my blood. When I was taking them, I could do anything well. I could sleep and my throat were unclear. After 10 days in hospital, I went home. A week later, I was back in the hospital. I endeavored for my fifth and the most difficult operation. The time I woke up after the operation was the lower point after my escape. I feel terribly. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, and I was still in pain. I later discovered what a near day under my May the 25th. I was home to stay.
family. I was like a child again, unable to do anything for myself. Slowly, however, things got better. I was soon eating normal food, and by the end of the summer, I was the same weight as before the accident.
The following weeks were difficult for my family. I was like a child again, unable to do anything for myself. Suddenly, homework thing got better. I was on any eating normal food, and by the end of the summer, I was the same weight as before the accident.
By this time, I had a prosthetic arm. I learnt to use it quite well. I felt pleased. It wouldn't be long before I would be able to go climb.
By this time, I had a prosthetic arm. I learned the use and the quit how I felt place. It evolved long before I would be able to go climb again.
Again. Of course, I didn't tell my mother that. On August the 31st, 4 months after the accident, I spoke at Sonia's wedding. 4 days later, I climbed Mount Moran in Wyoming with 8 of my friends.
Of course, I did tell my mother that of August the 31st. For months after the accident, I spoke a Sonja maybe 4 days later. I cleaned Mount Moran. It brought motion with the aid of my friends.
On October the 25th, 2 days before my 28th birthday, I returned to Blue John Canyon. Some friends, including Christy Moore, were with me. We filmed the place where the accident happened. Then, as the others made their way back to their vehicles, I stayed behind for a few minutes. Just before I left, I looked at the dates of my life on the canyon wall. I was wrong. My life didn't end in the canyon. Thoughts of the people I love had kept me alive. If I wanted to see them again, I had to survive. That's what I told myself. And that's what I did.
October the 25th, the day before my 28th birthday, I returned to Blue John Canyon. Some friends, including Christy Moore, were with me. We filming the place where the accident happened. As the others made their way back to their vehicles and stayed behind for a few minutes just before I left a locker of the dates on my life on the canyon wall. I was wrong. My life did the end on the canyon. Surrounding the people I love had kept my life alive. If I wanted to see them again, I have to survive. That's what I told myself, and what that I did.
My accident changed my life. I know that even if I could travel back in time, I wouldn't change anything. I would still say goodbye to Megan and Christy and continue alone. I've learned a lot from that choice. I believe we are on Earth to do the things we love, even if that means making a hard choice. Sometimes that means cutting out something and leaving it in the past. Saying goodbye to things from our past is also a new beginning.
My accident changed my life. I know that even if I could travel back in time, I would change anything. I would still say goodbye to Megan and Christine and continue alone. I will learn a lot from that choice. I believe we are on earth to do the things we love, even if that means making a hard choice. Sometimes that means counting up the sometimes and living in the past, saying goodbye to things from the our past in also a new begin beginning. Beginning.
Is also a new beginning.
Beginning. Sinceramente es un buen libro. No le entendí nada porque no es inglés, pero sí mira que tiene buena historia. Me gustaría que mi hijo lo leyera. Lo voy a mantener aquí. Aquí recuerdo que lo lea. O sea, mi hermano. Cualquiera de los dos. Está chilero. Thank you and listen and the epilogue and the goodbye. Y espero que lo hayan pasado bien. Adiós.